being like, I'm so sure that I forgot a gig that I'm
Yeah.
something I'm supposed to. There's nothing worse than getting the call like, "Hey, you're on your way," and you're sitting in your living room. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, so yeah, I played a wedding last night with like a horrible DJ. Like I wasn't playing with the DJ, but it was like the DJ was also on the gig. It was
was
like
was he like a part? Was he hired with you guys, or was he his
no,
own separate
he
thing?
was part of the venue. So it was like this
Oh,
winery in Temecula, and they and then so he did like everything, but he was like so he was part of the venue and he was like kind of in charge of everything, like all of entertainment. And
gotcha.
so he was an older guy that just took his job way too serious, like way too serious.
Disgruntled sound guy that just
Yeah.
yelled at everybody because he's miserable
And
that he's not on.
he's like, as you can tell, this venue is very loud. And he's kind of like, I'm looking at you. Like, I'm looking at the drummer. He's like, I used to be a drummer. You know, we only have two volumes, loud and louder. And he's like,
Ugh.
I'm like, oh God,
I
I'm gonna
can't stand that shit. I can't stand that
and I'm
shit.
just like, I didn't say the band knows me. The band knows like, don't say that to me, dude. Like you don't even know me and don't try to say you're a DJ. I have a vendetta against DJs. Now, real DJs is that's cool, but like wedding DJs is it's a problem. And so he was like the band was looking at me like, "Oh boy." And I'm just like I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that. And yeah, it's just like it was just the every like box was checked for annoying DJ guy. Like telling us
How
we're too loud when he was way louder than us. At the end of the night, he has to review the gig with us to make like give his approval. You know, like oh
how
god.
long was his Casey and the Sunshine band medley?
Uh, well, like what's funny is like he didn't. I thought he was gonna be that guy, like where he's. So we've done gigs like everybody's done gigs like that where the DJ considers himself a musician, and then he's like trying to compete with the band, and so he'll play some of the same songs, or he'll play songs before the band plays the songs, and he's like just itching, dying to get his set, get on his set, and we're like, we don't care, we're like, we'll take a break all night.
Right.
But he wasn't like that. But he just wanted to be in charge and tell us everything. Tell us, when we were supposed to play, and he would walk up to us and tell us like one or two more songs, and also you guys are too loud. It's just like, oh come on, just shut up.
Did he say, "Hey, I had way more dancers during my set than you guys did"? Did you get that one?
No, I was like preparing myself for that though. I was preparing myself for like him to say that.
Why should we hire all you guys when we can hire this one guy who's gonna
Just
play
hire
all the
me,
music for us?
and I can take all the money. Oh, man. I really don't like DJs. Sorry. Um, I actually no. Some DJs are very cool, but some aren't.
You got to start DJ Brigade.
Chops and coffee for DJs.
That's right.
Oh man, that'd be good. All right, I'm just pulling up the sheet music here.
I'm just making a list here, Corey. So it's Mike Mangini.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If you listen to the show, man, I have a new one every week, man. Every week, it's called my soapbox, and yeah, it's it's good. It's good stuff. Man, I'm trying to figure out what we should do as our first one. Let's see. That's a good one. Let's try it. Our first one of the day. Man. All right, here we go. All right. Well, anyways, before I start, welcome everyone that's streaming with us, and then thank you guys for being here too. Man, I gotta get I'm gonna order my Chops and Coffee shirt today. What am I doing here? I can't not have a Chops and Coffee shirt. Come on.
What are the sweaters like? That's the angle I'm thinking about going. I gotta get a mug and a sweater.
Yeah, they're I haven't ordered a sweater from this company, but they're supposedly like they're like next level sweaters or something like that. So they're like
Are they zippers or pullovers?
we have both.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
And I didn't do any like standard ones like Hanes or anything. I did like all like premium ones. So they're all
yeah.
like they're basically like the same price. But the premium ones I think are a little bit more fitted. And they're I think I don't know what company they use, but they're like Next Level or Gideon or something like that, where they're just like they're the more fitted, softer shirts that are just they're way better.
Right.
So, and I didn't do any boxy Dickies or like Hanes shirts. I just So, but there's like all the above. There's like everything from men's shirts, all sizes, to women's and kids shirts and sweatshirts, long sleeve. I think. I don't know if I did any tank tops, but I can if there isn't anything on there like that. And then we also did like a big logo like this on the front, or like a one on a little one on the front, big on the back. We did like, and then two different colors for each of those designs. So. All right, so this is a diddle thing, a diddle with a paradiddle for one measure, and then you're doing that three kind of pattern of three kind of thing in 16 notes. So paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. And you got a paradiddle at the end. So this one, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Don't forget that extra note at the end. Sounds weird with the music. Okay, so everybody with me? Everybody good on that? Dig it, dig it, dig it. Let's do that for about 2 minutes. I forgot my iPad again. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
I thought he was gonna have to drive home for a second.
I just got a text. Let's see.
Did you really have to drive out for creamer this morning, Corey?
No, I didn't do it. Oh, it looks like it looks like my gig just canceled. It says the sound guy thinks he has COVID, so I don't have to end early anymore, guys. That's good. That's actually good news for me because I'm really tired and
That'll do it.
yeah. No, I just like there was barely any creamer this morning, and so I just decided like I'm just gonna have a black coffee with a like splash of coconut milk. And that's it.
So coconut milk doesn't separate in coffee?
No.
No, okay. I can't forget whether it's almond milk or oat milk. I remember I tried it once and it turned into this swamp in my.
My least favorite is coconut milk, but that's all we had. So
Yeah.
I normally like oat milk in my coffee. This just does not taste like my morning coffee though. It's just a bummer. All right, so we're gonna get some 16th notes here. And let me make these a different sound. Oh man, that is the best news ever to not have. Oh man, I'm so happy about this. I always want to play, but I'm happy that I don't have to play like this morning. So tired. Okay, so let's go 2 minutes on this at one tempo. Let's see what's a good tempo. 250 is not a good tempo. Let's go a little slower then. How's 60? All right, let's try that for 2 minutes. This will be right hand. This one's alternating. Never mind. 2 minutes. 1, 2, ready, go. Halfway there. Last one. Man, as soon as I talk, always, I completely fall off as soon as I talk. All right, let's go one more. Let's go a little bit faster though. Oops, what the? All right, so I'm doing an eighth note ostinato too on my feet. Maybe I should do a quarter note ostinato. Hey, all right, let's try that. 1, 2, ready, go. Last one. Man, that was really hard doing quarter notes on my alternating feet. Wow. That was really hard to wrap my brain around. Man, yeah, that's really difficult for me. At least this morning. All right, how'd everybody do? Good. Good, good. Very nice. Let's see who else is over here. Yeah. Anybody else try it with the eighth, like quarter note or eighth note kick drum hi-hat thing?
The bar of the left-hand lead was when doing that. But it was pretty cool. It was kind of a cool groove going on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird. The second measure is really hard. Ah. Man, it's really difficult. I think let's out of here. I want to try it one more, but I don't know.
You want to try just that second measure repeated?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that's cool how it flips around. I like it.
Oops. Let's go a little slower though. All right, here we go. Second measure, 2, ready, go. Oops. Oh my gosh. Man, last couple. Last one. I could not do it.
That's a cool one though. I like it.
That's really hard to do quarter notes. I keep doing let's see.
Oh, that's one kind of harder to do slow. Quarter notes, I think it's probably a bit easier, faster.
Man, I keep wanting to do a single at the end. Man, that is so hard. It's like you're really for me, my brain is just like really working. You know, like when you're really like pushing your computer and then it like gets hot and it slows down. That's how I feel like what's happening with my brain. Very cool, man. That's a good one. Oh man. Okay, so let's go to the next. This is the one we were working on Wednesday. We were only doing the first 2 measures, so no one don't get scared. So we're working on the bottom one here. Let's see. Yeah. This one is the exercise in 7. So, but we were doing it kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So let's start with that. The first 2 measures again. This is unit 5. Sorry. Number 5. So let me let's just go flam in. Let's just zoom in on this. So we're doing measure 1, measure 2, and then today we'll get on measure 3 and measure 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll try to do the whole first 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 1, 2, whatever you want to count it. Let me get this going here. This is we had it at 250 last time. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so hey. One, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good.
Those are all whole notes.
Yeah. All right, so accent on the first and the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only the first 2 measures, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go. Having the metronome really helps. Last couple. Last one. All right, cool. Just for fun, let's try this. From here. Let's see if I can box it in. All right, let's try these with the flams. So. I'm only going to go 1 minute on this. Flams, same tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. All right. Oh, there we are. Okay, let's adjust this to so 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. Have you ever heard anybody say, "Yeah, I can play in 7," or "I can count in 7"? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.
That's the way to make it not sound odd and make it sound even.
If you play all those syllables, though, then you're
You got
not playing 7.
Exactly.
5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.
You're right every 7 bars. It's cool.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. 1 2 3 1.
Maybe I'm just like doing some real advanced like over the bar shit in 7, and you know.
Yeah, exactly. the one lines up every 7 bars. It'd be like,
That's right. And if the audience can't get it, well, that's their fault, man.
Yeah.
They're not hip enough.
Yeah. Audience, I'll see you in 7 bars.
All right. This is 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Here we go. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Oops. I just counted my same way.
Yes.
One. Where is it? Hold on. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Oh my gosh, I'm messing it up here. Gosh, sorry guys. Here we go. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Always messes me up. All right, well, that's good. Man, why was that one so hard? 1 2 3 1 2. Yeah, this one's kind of alternating on the accents. That's cool.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the fact that you're switching hands in the middle of the bar, and so like going from okay, I'm on my left hand now versus I'm on my right hand now, and then you're switching back and forth.
So technically, you were already switching hands, but the accent, you were playing the right hand on that,
Right. That's true.
But it's the left hand or whatever. Yeah, the accent is what's throwing me. That I don't know why that's so weird with drumming.
Yeah, I think it's more comfortable that standard 7 like dot 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 da dot 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 da dot dot dot. Yeah, and that falls better in the first version. Yeah, 3/4 is definitely harder because it has more upbeats or it feels like it does.
Yeah,
it starts.
Yeah. It feels like a tourniqueted clave for me. Dot 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 dot. I'm missing the dot 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 dot. I'm missing that third clave.
Yeah, Antonio Sanchez does a left foot clave with this rhythm. It's just fucking nuts. He did it in like a Drummer World video. He keeps the accent rhythm in the left foot and solos over it. It's just pretty cool.
Let's try now this whole verse. So now I'm going to take away those accents and I'm just going to play all. The first note will be a different tone. So now it's going to sound like this. 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, okay, so that's hard to turn around. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Okay. See if we can do that. The first 4 measures now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Oops. All right. Well, everything's a little bit it's a little bit I don't know, rocky for me this morning. How did everybody do with that? That's kind of an odd. That's odd.
It seems like it should start with just one accent per bar. I think like once a person gets kind of once that's really ingrained, then shifting the internal accent around is easier.
No.
Yeah, I'm counting the hell out of this. I need to internalize this, but it would be very cool to get internalized.
See, for me, the accents are what helps me to play it in time. There's no way I'm counting this. Like the accents, the feel of those. That's like that rhythm is what's helping me to get through it. But now, if there was different accents, I would be struggling.
Yeah, that's what like. But if you mess up the pattern, then it's much easier to lose where the 7 is. So I think that's why I think if a drummer were to learn just like the downbeats, then you really feel what that 7 feels like, and you mess up the accents, you still know where the big beat is, which is the most important thing, I think. But yeah, it's a great exercise. I just think it's kind of level 2, right? I think like level 1. Level 1.
That downbeat.
What's that?
You just said. Can you demonstrate the downbeat? What you're talking about?
Like playing it like. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we're on different times. Go ahead. Go ahead, Adam.
Then you can shift the accent around wherever you want. As long as you have like the big outline of what the 7 feels like, you can put that accent anywhere. Yeah. In fact, that would be a good exercise. Just write it out yourself and put that accent on. Like if you're going to do 2 accents per 7, move the accent to each one of the other 6 notes. And that kind of helps you just feel the 7, which I think is the most important thing.
I like that. Oops. Yeah, that's cool. Very difficult, very weird, very hard, taxing in the morning, but it's cool.
Yeah, but I feel like it all gets much simpler if once you just really have that innate, like Daryl, when you're, you're talking about learning, the smack the butt. like just in the air, like just like get that so ingrained so you can talk over it. And then no matter where the accent falls in between that big beat, you at least fundamentally have the 7 down. So if you are playing music with it, like you don't get lost because you shift the accent. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just super into this shit, but I mean, like 5s and 7s. I mean, just feeling the alternating sticking accent in 5 and 7 note groupings opens up so many doors for extending the phrase in 4/4.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus on 5s and 7s because I honestly think it's going to help me. I'm not really going to play too much 5s and 7s within what I do, but I think it's going to help me with what I do to come up with like weird fills and stuff that kind of like make people feel like, wait a second, that's in 4/4, but it feels weird. Like,
yeah, but that's the thing. You're always playing 5s and 7s. You just don't know it. Like, I mean, even this beat, like doom, bat, ska-doom, doom, bat, doom, got, ka-doom, doom, got. There's a 5 and a 7 in there. There's between the second snare beat and the third, that's a 5. You know, I mean, there's like, and if you just have that kind of in your body, that, because you're just gonna play it better. I mean, think of it more like intervals. Like you're a trumpet player would never say, oh, you know what, I don't really play 5 half-step intervals. You know, I mean, like there's a perfect fifth is what, 7 half steps? And so it's like, of course you're going to play a perfect fifth, but you know, I mean, if you think of it in terms of 7 half steps, I mean, you think of it just more like the space between the notes. So when somebody says, love the space between the notes, it sounds so esoteric, but what they're saying is learn what those spaces are in terms of subdivisions and you'll play them better.
that's really
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. That the trumpet player. Oh yeah, I don't really play 4 half steps at a time. It's fantastic. It's a perfect way to think about it.
There's also, I like when I'm doing those. So there's a confusing thing in there for me where like if you do 5 like groupings of 5 16 notes, or you like change the accent of 5 16 notes in a 4/4 bar, then you can make some really cool drum fills out of that, which sound like over the bar, you know, or 7 that go over the bar, or you know, or if you end on one, it's like it, yeah. But then if you do like actual 5s, you know, like in turn, like the bracket, you know, of like if you're writing a triplet, you know, and then you write it, you know, that's like evenly spaced. So if you write a grouping of 5 or what's it called, a septuplets or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's a big difference of
Quintuplets.
Quintuplets. There you go. So like 2 3 man, I can't do it right this morning. Okay, that would be like 16 notes, right? But then like I can't do it on the spot, but you know what I'm saying, like boom. Or no, that was still 16 notes, but yeah, that's the confusing part for me, where it's like, okay, well, you're not technically playing it in 5, or you can just do like, you know, then the measure can change and you can play like 16 notes. 5 groupings of 16 notes, you know. It's like that's the kind of stuff that's like, oh man, there's 3 different ways of like, if you're like do a drum fill in 5, well, there's 3 different kind of avenues that you can go down for what 5 are you talking about, you know. If that, I mean, it probably sounds really confusing, but you know what I mean, like evenly spaced groups of 5 versus 5 16 notes with accents on the 5th one, or on after 5 16 notes. Anyway, I'm confusing myself. What I like to do though is change the pattern, like your sticking pattern, to build the drum fills for like groupings of 5, like 16 notes. So like I've shared a couple with the group like at the beginning of Chops and Coffee, but like a couple that I like to do is like right left left. So that's what I was doing. So if like that was a drum fill, There has to be an extra note at the end. Gosh, man. There has to be an extra note at the end. If you write it out, it all makes sense. I have some written out. Maybe I'll share them in the chat. Or like the so playing your hands in unison and then playing the kick drums as that pattern, right, left, left. So hands, kick, kick. Have to have an extra note at the end to do one bar. You know. Yeah, there's a bunch, man. There's one that I really like too. That's a left-handed paradiddle with a kick before, or a kick after.
Yeah.
So that makes fives, but that's
Yeah, quintuplet paradiddle. Yeah, that's a great one.
yeah.
What's cool about learning the phrase or the space of the five is you can just interject any sticking into that that's 5 notes.
Right.
And you can play it as long as you know where the beat is. It's kind of the difference between learning phrases and licks. Like, I mean, if you're learning stickings, you're kind of stuck with that sticking. But if you know what you kind of hear that and hear that phrase might work in the music, you have an arsenal of different tools that would work that way.
So, okay, so my spiel about that, what I was saying before, is that exactly. So like, boom. That's 5. That's still 16th notes, but you're like doing a pattern in a group of 5, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have an extra note at the end. You do that 3 times. You have an extra note at the end to do a 1 measure fill, and then you crash on 1. But then if you wanted to evenly space that with actual 5s, that wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be over the bar line. It would be even, right? So like,
yeah, it would take 5 quarter notes to resolve. Or you could start the 5 on the upbeat, and that would land on 1.
No, but that's not what I mean, because then we're still using 16th notes.
Yeah. Oh, you mean, okay, 5 beats per, okay.
Yes. Yeah. 5 per quarter note, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I think that like the terms I use is quintuplets would be 5 and a beat. A quintuplet grouping is that's either 16th notes or triplets.
Okay. Yes. That's the confusing thing, and then it's such a subtle difference in, because we're talking about quarter notes, groupings of 4, or groupings like actual evenly spaced groupings of 5. That's like a subtle difference, but when you nail it, it's like, oh man, that's this guy. Like that's when you really genuine. That's the thing that you were sharing, Daryl, with the groupings of, you start on quarter notes and you go all the way up to like groups of 12, right?
Yeah. You guys are explaining exactly what I'm trying to get my brain wrapped around. Like it's, I'm so used to looking at a fill, just like, this is going to be 4, like either 4 quarter notes, and I'm going to fit 4 into 4 and 4 and 4, and everything's nice and 2 and 4. And, yeah, exactly. Just by actually like analyzing it, thinking about it, and then like I really like what's sticking out to me is stop thinking of it like that and start thinking of like phrases. And man, like I'm kind of getting it and I'm kind of not.
Hey, okay, keep
just by changing accents and stuff is a whole new world. Like,
I'm gonna find this thing with my buddy Phil. I would wish Phil could come in. So Phil does like he calls it rhythmic ear training. It's kind of similar to the drum mantra thing. But I'm gonna try this. We can all play along too. It's just he's the one that makes the play along stuff for. Hold on, I gotta go to his website. Okay.
Yeah, I think a great exercise for 5s would be to put on one of your favorite songs, and even just a slow tempo, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even try to feel the space of the 5 in the other hand. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can kind of feel the 5 in the air. That kind of helps me just to think of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops.
I like syllables too. Like you can say like university, 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 university. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what pizza topping you were going to use, Corey. I was like,
I know. I normally, I'm always looking for a pizza topping. All right, so this is a play along. It's kind of a little bit up tempo, but on the fourth bar, it does a groupings of 5. Boom, dun, doom, da, boom, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Boom. You'll hear it now. Like it sounds fast now, but you'll hear it in the song. And you can do whatever.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Corey. I've got to go to my day job. So thanks
Okay.
a lot today, and have fun, you guys. I'm sorry I got to go today.
No problem. No problem. Have fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Sure. Okay, so this is a play along, and yeah, here we go. 4 measure vamp, groups of 5/16. Last measure group starts on 1. Okay, I think this is the one I was talking about. So here we go. So fast. Okay. I don't know. Hold on. Why am I doing this? Anyways, it's way too fast. This is a problem that we always have. I always tell him, your songs are too fast, dude. They're like for you. And he's like, well, you can slow down the video. I'm like, all right. Okay. There we go. So I think he wants you to. Never mind. One more. I think so. The idea of this is he has a lesson that he has sheet music printed out and all of this stuff on it. If you guys want to check this out, it's Phil Pardell, Philpardell. And he has educational stuff, and then he has a bunch of like where it starts on, I think on E maybe, or no, on and. It's like it moves over, and he has a bunch of different sheet music and all kinds of stuff in there to play groupings of 5. I think he has it written out where you can play over the bar line like 5 times, and then it lands on 1 again. But he has these play-alongs where he's showing a pattern of how to play that right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, like right crash or something. Anyways, so that's why that song is there. Boom. And so it goes along with his lesson. It's not just like this is how you play in 5s. It's like he was showing you like some pattern, I think, but it's cool. There's a lot, and they're just on YouTube, so it's like it's not like you have to pay for a membership or anything. It's just you just go on there and do your thing. So yeah, I don't know if that helps a little bit, but hearing the rhythm of it, you know, it helped me. It helps me a lot. Yeah. All right. I love fives are my favorite like thing to build drum fills and all of that stuff. I want to get into sevens now. Now that we're doing this exercise.
I love about drumming. It's like you're working on something for like hours and hours, and just one little thing. I don't know what it is, but just one thing connects, and then it's just like you can say your phone number and play it.
Yeah. Right. Makes it click, man. It's really cool.
If possible, like yeah.
All right. So solid. Odd times in the morning, man. I mean, who does that? Besides Adam, who does that? It's like, man,
Odd people.
Exactly. Odd timings, coffee, and dad jokes. I mean, it's great combo, man.
Yeah, that fill you're playing, it's like if you started on the 1E, it resolves a little smoother. Like the same thing you were doing, but started on the 1E. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, up. It's the cool. same thing you're doing. So anything that you would fit inside of that rhythmic pattern, if you started on the 1E, it kind of rounds out a little nicer, I think.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna, like, whenever I do like lessons on that, I always do it where I always explain, well, you have to have an extra note at the end because it, you know, of how it ends up, but I've never put the extra note at the beginning. That's cool. Or like you could put the extra note in the middle, and that's cool. You know, it's like the way I used to get so frustrated too when I would like hear drummers explain this. I'm like, I didn't sign up for math class, man. Like, let's just play, you know, like. But now it's like, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I just wonder how come drummers get flack for it, but then any other instrument who plays a pentatonic scale or thinks in terms of triads, it's all 3s, 5s, and 7s, you know, and I like, why is that okay? But I mean, and like 1, 4, 5, you know, that's like the typical blues progression. It's like there's a 5 in there. Like, I don't understand that. What's the history behind that drummers get shit for thinking in terms of 5s?
I don't know. I don't know. I know musicians like it when I like do a 5 fill, but like, I don't know. It's like the old school mentality of like, man, I just sit in the pocket. You know, it's like, don't do any odd times and like kill the dance floor. But it's like, man, I don't know.
I'm like, okay, the jazz rhythm, like, ba, 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 that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 group. It's a 5-note grouping. If you're gonna play that, and that's why so many drummers play that rhythm so bad. It's because they don't get that it's a 5 and they can't play 5s. So I mean, yeah, like if you're just gonna like, it's like that's a 5. And it's like, I think like if somebody in terms thinks, okay, man, 5s, fuck those, I'll never use those, and then they play that rhythm and they can't swing it. They're like, well, maybe you should check out 5s.
Well, I love them, and yeah, I love 5.
Yeah, there's just got to be some bridge to like, you know, this isn't some esoteric, you know, Vinnie Colaiuta concept. This is like just the space between the notes that happens to correlate with a numeric value.
See, but I think 5s are really common, man.
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, I mean, you heard like, oh, you know, I'm not into that math stuff.
Well, yeah, like, that's when I was a kid. Like, I was like when I was talking though, like when guys would like explain measures and how many notes are in a measure, and oh, well, if you count this out, there's going to be room for an extra note, and I would always get frustrated with that, where it was just like, man, just feel it, and I'm like, I didn't really get the concept of that.
This is a Sam question. So when you're learning sax, I mean, you talk about 5 perfect fifths and major sevenths. I mean, and it's natural, right?
I mean, yeah, it's the thing about saxophone, and I guess any single note instrument is, I guess it's all more linear consistently, as opposed to combining different sets of rhythms. Like, okay, I'm doing fives in my left hand, and I've got solid quarter notes in my right. With saxophone, it's more like, okay, where, how am I getting from this note to this note to that note? Like, what's the relationship between single notes, as opposed to what's the relationship between everything that I'm doing? How do all of my limbs, account for where I am in the time? So that's definitely an advantage that single note musicians have over
Yeah, but it's like is a perfect fourth or a major second considered simpler than a perfect fifth or a minor seventh just because of the number?
If I were more classically educated, I might have an answer for you, but yeah, it's I also kind of grew up in a just feel it kind of thing. Like, no, man, like, I don't know what scale I'm using, I just know what notes sound good over this particular bar. And so it was more of a, getting older and realizing how much of it was just, it's just the numbers, it's just the math. The reason that these notes sound good is because you add up these intervals and these sections and this. And so the kind of deeper numerical understanding of the music applies just as much to, wind players and moving harmonic lines as it does to percussion.
I'd love a way to normalize talking about fives and sevens in drumming, because they exist so much. I mean, even the beat like doon gotch doon gotch boom gotch doon gotch. There's a seven between the bass, the first and second note in the bass drum.
Right.
It's a seven, and I think that's why so many people rush that rhythm, is because they're used to sixes and eights. But when they put that seven in there, their foot's like, oh, don't know where to put it.
That's exactly what I was just thinking, Adam. Like, I think after listening to you guys talk, I think my biggest hurdle right now is to identify. Like, until you spoke, I don't know that there's fives in the jazz thing, or even in that simple beat you were just playing. I would never say, hey, there's a seven in there. So maybe what's an exercise I could do to start identifying these things? It's probably more exercise in listening.
Sorry to interject, but I don't really think of like I don't really think that in terms of that being in sevens. I just kind of, I don't know. I think that's for me, it would be complicating it more than just playing the feel. Like, I'm a very different, like, I'm not a write it out guy yet. I'm heading in that direction, but I think it's more confusing to think like, oh, that's a seven on my feet. It's more just like, oh, it's on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's on the
I agree 100%, Corey. I don't think that we would sit down with like a beginner student or something and say, okay, they would play this AC/DC beat or whatever, like, and we're gonna talk about sevens. But like, for somebody like me, I don't know, like a light bulb's kind of going off. For somebody like me that wants to complicate it, like, I almost want to complicate it. I want to start identifying fives and sevens as much as possible.
Yeah.
To kind of like internalize it somehow. And I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out my butt right now, but I don't know if that might be a thing.
And I don't mean to, I'm not saying that to say like, no, you're wrong, Adam. I'm just saying the way my brain thinks, it's different. That's all I'm saying. So, but I like that yeah. Go ahead. Anyways.
Yeah, I have this fantasy where all my limbs are comfortable with different numeric or kind of rhythmic intervals. And like, if my foot knows what a seven feels like, then whether it knows it's playing a seven or not, it just kind of hears it and plays it. It associates the sound of the rhythm with the physical requirement to execute it. And so that's why I really like just like playing fives, like, just five on a hand. Because I mean, after a while, that other hand just kind of knows what a five feels like. And that whether you're thinking like, okay, I got some fives coming up, I'm gonna play fives. And like I want to try. That's what I'm trying to break down. Like the only way to get over and stop playing fives in terms of right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, or right, left foot is just to like hear where the rhythm belongs in the music, and then you play it. And that's where you get into that's when music gets really fun, is when you hear it and you play it and you don't know quite what it was. And I don't know how else to get there other than to just really get fives and sevens so comfortable that they just come out.
I really think there's an overlap between the two of your methods. I think that Adam, what you are kind of getting into is the nuts and bolts of what Corey is talking about. It's creating that sense of internal time and saying, well, I just feel it. I know where it is. When you've done a bunch of fives and you can play fives, in your sleep, in your subconscious playing, that groove will come out cleanly because your hand already knows where it goes in the thing, and you don't have to think about it. And so I think what Adam is talking about is physical exercises that create those pathways that are available to you. And when we're playing, we don't think about, oh, I'm using this pattern. It's just our body settles into that groove because we've done it so much, and we have that response.
Yeah, those connections are already made in your brain, and so yeah, you're not leaving a stone unturned. It's like, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, there was this bass clinic, Mark Johnson, a great upright player, and he talked about what things I like to practice. I just pick a scale and I go up and down the scale, and then I try to go from one note to the next. And so he tries, okay, the first to the second, first to third, first to fourth, and then go second to seven, second to sixth, seven to fifth. And he said he kept practicing that to the point that he just knew what all those notes, what the intervals felt like, and it helped his intonation. And he said, then it comes up like this, and he played the fucking most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. I swear, I was crying. I mean, he was just picked like a major scale and just like went between notes in the major scale, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was, but you could tell it was just because he was so comfortable with all those intervals that he could just hear it, and he went to it, and it was there and perfectly in tune, perfectly in time. And it just, and that was, I'm like, how do you do that on the drums? Like, so I think it's really about learning the rhythmic intervals. But however you get like right, left, that'll get you there too. But the danger of that is like, oh, now I can play fives, and that's like you're full.
Yeah, that's where your brain goes to. Like when you're like, oh, I need fives, you go to that pattern only. Yeah, I hear that.
I think the ultimate goal of any musician is to be able to go directly from what you hear in your head to being sound out in the world. And the only way that we can really do that is by making the time spent between here and all the way through here. And the time between here and here has to be as close to zero as possible, so that there's no, buffering or delay between what we hear and what we feel and what we want to project and what we can actually execute. And the only way that we can do that is by training those responses to be instantaneous, so that we don't even, and the way to do that is through those kind of exercises.
Yeah,
it's all building vocabulary.
That's pretty much it. Like you said, you got to build a vocabulary if you want to speak. When you're younger, you speak whatever you want to speak and people understand you. But like when you get older, you want to build more context, more syntax, to get your ideas across. But like you said, it's ideas that our brains are quicker and faster than our body, and we get frustrated like, oh man, like why can't I do this? But your brain knows what it wants to do. It's just getting your brain, your body to do it. But literally, you have to practice. So. But we do this all the time. If we think about it, without even thinking, or I don't know when we started going from eighth notes to triplets, can trip some people up. But like now, I bet all of us can. Like, if we can go, let's go from eighth note to triplets. You can do that without even thinking about it. You just switch it up, even in the same measure, I believe. So it's just getting it and practicing and putting the effort in, and actually focusing on, okay, I'm doing fives. Well, in the practice room, you focus on it so much that when you're actually performing, it's going to come out naturally. Maybe not today, maybe not in this lifetime, but it'll come out.
Yeah, right.
I hope so.
It's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we think about it. We go from duples to triplets to to sextuplets without even thinking about it sometimes in our solos and everything, and it just sounds right. But people that do fives and sevens, like I don't say, they do it all the time, and that's how it comes out. It's like you go to different countries and they play on the one. India, they play on the one a lot. There's stuff for that, and you're like, that sounds weird to us, but to them it's like, oh, it's natural.
Yeah. Very interesting. Oh man, there's a video. I don't remember where it is. There's a video I have to find that's like talking about how in different countries, like the way the rhythms that people feel. I think it was talking about like Middle Eastern rhythms. I don't remember specifically where, but it was talking about the difference of how we feel. The heaviest note is normally like on beat 1. Or we say like the loudest note is the dominant note. That's the pulse of the song, So for us, that's a kick drum. And but then the way that they were feeling it is like that isn't necessarily the case in like other styles of music, and so it's really hard for like Western people to feel the timing of this song. We always want the dominant note to be the first beginning of the thing, or it's like it's still like even if you don't start with the kick on 1. It still is like the way our music is structured. It's like that's still the dominant. It still falls into that grid, And so even in odd times, we still kind of feel it like that, And so it's a super interesting video. And my buddy here at the studio like just dives into like odd time stuff. And yeah, like I have this here. Let me see if I can share it with you guys. I'm not sure if we wrote this out correctly, but let's see. You can't see it. Wait. Why am I doing it like this? Let me see if you can see it. So he has like a shuffle written in
Yeah.
in 5.
Yeah, that's Dan Weiss's quintuplet swing pattern.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Dan would call it. Yeah.
I've been having so much trouble playing this, man, and it's like because the shuffle, almost the whole 4 beats, the shuffle happens all the way through, but then it starts over. So basically, the simplified version that I have written out is like. It's like so hard for my brain to comprehend that. And then the kick drum pattern that he has written out, I'm supposed to record this song at the end of the month, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, man. I might be calling you, Adam, to just come in and lay it down. Yeah, I'm like, and he's like, you got it, man. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what you wrote. Like, I play reggae, man. Like, this is so out of my league. So, yeah, it's stuff like that. This dude loves odd time stuff. It's so weird. So, for me, hard. It shouldn't say weird. It's hard for me. So, anyways, guys, this is cool. I gotta jump though. Very cool chops and coffee today, as usual. I say that every single day that I do chops and coffee. So everyone's streaming with us. You know what to do. And then everyone that's here in the room with us, thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys play lots and lots of well-paid gigs. And yeah, I think. And then next week, Daryl, you're going in for your procedure.
Yeah, the 12th.
The 12th. Okay.
Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday.
Man, I hope everything goes.
No,
well.
that's Monday. Don't let me confuse you, Terrell. You definitely want to show up for your procedure.
Yeah, man. And if you can't,
they're all week pretty much. Get out Friday, so I don't know. I'll probably be joining by my mobile, I guess.
Nice, man. If you can't make it, no sweat, But if you don't feel up to it, don't push yourself.
I learned so much on these calls, though.
Yeah.
I want you on the operating table with doing smack the butt.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
No excuses, Daryl. Even if you're under, I want you to still call in.
That's right.
The doctor.
Butter flying up on my face.
Sorry, guys. I have to do this.
This is your physical therapy.
Yeah. Don't lift anything heavy, man. All right, guys. So yeah, I hope everything goes well with that, Daryl, man. And we'll see you back when you're full health or on your gurney or whatever it's called. Oh man, they just canceled the Canada dates for my tour, so that's like because Canada is not open yet, of course.
Right.
So I won't be able to meet you in person, man. Sorry, but next time.
Yeah, both my gigs canceled this weekend. I know it sucks, man.
The Harvell's game got canceled.
Yeah, Roach's dad
Oh.
is in the hospital, so
Oh.
yeah, Cafe R&B canceled. So bummed. I've been looking forward to it for like 6
Ah, man.
weeks. Ah,
It'll be
Oh,
back. It'll be back.
yes, yep.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and see everybody on Monday.
All right, you guys have a good one.